What's up, nerds and nerdettes, and we little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big John Ed G for Two Gun Picture Presents Legendary Gaming. I've been liking doing these. Maybe we get a chance. Enjoy that. Really, I've been enjoying doing these live. I know, it's sitting right there. Right? Let's talk about the elephant in the room first. I was supposed to get to this during the week, and I didn't. Got crazy. I was absolutely crazy. So I'm still maintaining the same promise. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. It's the hoping. I'm hoping that I'm going to get a chance to get the initial first game playthrough of Batman Shadow of the Bat on Wednesday. So before you told me say we're going to play it. I'm sorry. Life happens. It's still in the queue, waiting to happen. Also, there's more to do for this. Getting pushed back. The reason I get pushed back is because this just came in. I'm going to get this box. So if you want to check this out and check out the camera and the lights, there you go. Infinity and beyond. I'm going to be doing this unboxing on Wednesday. No, not live. Because I'm hoping I want to get a chance to play that soon as I can be some of my wife, some of my friends. I mean, they're our friends. They're all our friends. Started getting salt. So the last IDW game is going to be pushed back. Hopefully just the 1 week. I guess what else I have in the lineup for scheduling. Got to go through that. But so that's what's getting pushed back, and that's what's happening this week, and what's coming forward. Now we've had a lot of comments that I've just been not having a super lot of time to get to. So I'm going to try to get to some in the written form shortly. But this is a great platform that I'm here and able to do live. If anyone has to say add or ask at the last minute, you got the chance. You got the platform to do that. All right, so right off the bat is somebody I believe is a new commenter. And if they're not, I haven't seen them on the comment list in a while. And let's just start things off with a dunce cap, so to speak, for your buddy Big Johnny G here. I say so to speak because there is something that's been going on, and this was the very first almost bullseye that we've been looking for. But it didn't happen. But anyway, so we have for One Deck Dungeon, which I just played this past weekend against the Lich, and of course, after 4 years, won the game. No surprise, right? But I did have a comment from Noob, or Ivok Noob, or if it's a silent K, then it's Ova Noob. Hey, Fonzie's here! So you're saying that we should wait until it's the same bat time, same bat channel. Yes! Super clever. Still loving the fact that you're getting these references. And you're making these references. Very cool. Oh, Cesar Romero, still my favorite Joker, by the way. I mean, for the interpretation of the Joker at that time. I mean, obviously, I was about to say, obviously it wouldn't fly now, but just like somebody took, did you see the YouTube video where somebody took the 60s Batman and they digitized him into the new Batman movie? I would love to see someone do that with Cesar Romero's Joker. In any of the iterations of Joker so far, to put him in, CG him in. That'd be fun. I see Shogunstein! These are the same stories about that guy. Right? Anyway, so I did want to say that, so One Deck Dungeon, Ivo Noob or Ivok Noob. I'm assuming the K is silent. I don't know. Am I missing something here? Is there something in this name that I'm not getting? Is this a nerd reference that's right over my head? I don't know. But Ivok Noob said for One Deck Dungeon, he said, if you're trying to beat the trap, you can't roll all the dice. You need to choose upper or down. He means first or second choice box, and you can only roll the color of the choice you choose. Okay, things going on here. First of all, let's deal with the comment itself. He's absolutely right. He's 100% right. I've been doing this for 4 years. I'm going to get to that in a moment. I've been doing this for 4 years. He's the first one to point this out. However, if we want to split hairs, and I'm going to do that right now, if we want to split hairs, he's only half right. So if you're choosing, let's say, the upper box of a trap in one deck dungeon, and it's a yellow die, they call it combat attack. If it's a yellow die, then you can only roll yellow dice from your pool, and heroic dice. In case anybody doesn't know the game and they're judging the rules, and I doubt this is happening, but they're judging the rules simply on this one video and this one comment, let's make sure that we're 100% correct here, Ivan Noob, and that's you can always roll heroic dice. And there are some character powers that you're going to have heroic dice available to you. If you're past level 1, you're going to have at least one heroic die available to you in every single encounter, including the boss fight. So, to be 100% clear to everyone, yeah, you can only roll the color of the trap that you are choosing and also the black heroic dice. So there are actually 2 colors you can roll, and you should roll every single time. Especially if you have that bonus heroic die because you're level 2 or above, that's for every single encounter. Only a fool would not roll it. Only an idiot, a moron, would not roll it because it is a free wild die that can count for any freaking color. And you get to roll that every single encounter. So let's not forget that, because that's a major point of the game. But there's one other thing I want to unpack here from this comment. So my big takeaway, that's all BS. It's just like I said, splicing hairs. But this here, my big takeaway from what Ivan Noob has been saying is that for 4, almost 5 years, I have been playing this game incorrectly to my advantage, and I still haven't won a game. Now, what I want to explain is, it must have been the second or third game in. It was really early on. So this puts it at about 4 years ago. I'm showing the game to Tommy V. He just read the rules. I'm not thinking I need to read the rules again because I've played it a couple of times. I know enough. Here, Tom, read the rules. I set things up, run the dogs out, come back. We'll be ready to play. So we start playing, and I make the mistake. House rules, Shogunstein, house rules. That's the answer to everything. If you want to be the right one, you can always just say, "Oh, just house rules." I'm not going to go there, but you're right. Little Will, I see you're here as well. Little Will, nice. Shogunstein also said his heroic dice related to Andrew Dice Clay. I don't think he's very heroic. He's not the guy I would want backing me up in a dungeon. No, well, that is all vibrato. Vibrato? That's all bravado. I don't know what the hell vibrato is. Man, it sounds musical. That's all bravado with dice. I wouldn't trust him to take my back in a fight any further than he could throw me, which I don't think is very far. No, the heroic dice in the one deck dungeon are the black colored dice, and they're wild dice that can be used for anything. And there's a lot of different ways that you can. Shogunstein, maybe his diamond-studded jacket has powers of goodness. That's it. It is a +5 gaudy jacket. Even by those standards. Come on, I was a metalhead at the time, and I had a leather jacket with a denim vest over it, completely patched out, spikes, chains. That was real. What Dice was wearing? Poser. That's not the P word I want to use. Poser, though, is one I'll go with. You guys only jacket. Are you a members only jacket guy? Do I look like a members only jacket guy? Really? Come on, Shogunstein. But anyway, let me get back to this because this is actually kind of important. So I made the mistake in the game, right? I was blue dice, red dice, blue dice, yellow dice. Let me just roll them all. Tom V pointed this out to me, and that got us talking. Now I'm late 60s. Raised in the 70s. Let's talk about comic books for a moment. Let's talk about Marvel Comics in the 70s. Anyone know where I'm going with it so far? I don't think so. But once I mention it, there's a few of you, because I know you're in my age category, you're going to catch on. So the 70s, Marvel had a thing going on where they made a mistake in the comic often, and you sent in a letter, but you didn't just complain. You didn't say, oh, why in this one panel did it look blue? Blah 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 blah. If you wrote in and said, hey, I noticed in the third panel, page 5, Hulk is blue. Now, obviously, this is a printing mistake. It's an editorial mistake. It wasn't supposed to be. But if you wrote in a reason why, like, oh, he must have been under yellow lights and yellow and green make blue or whatever. I just completely messed up the science on that. But you follow me. If you gave a reason why, so that it technically wasn't a mistake, Marvel sent you something. It was called a Marvel No Prize. Any of you remember this so far? You know where I'm going with this? It was an envelope, completely empty envelope, completely empty, addressed to you from Marvel here in New York City, and it said Marvel No Prize. And that's it. There's nothing in the envelope whatsoever. It's just an empty envelope that says no prize. Now, these things over the years become obviously collector's items. So we decided, and there's 2 other games. Now, this is the big hint now. There's 2 other games that for several years, I have consistently made the very same mistake on every time I played this particular game. There's 2 games. There was 3. There's 2 left. Now, the idea was I want to send a 2-gun pixie no prize. But this didn't win it. It didn't win it because he completely failed to mention the heroic dice. Now, I'm not looking for a reason why my mistake wasn't a mistake. I'm not looking for that. I'm not going that extra mile like Marvel did. I just simply want to find out who's been paying attention. And you will get an empty envelope sent to you from 2-Gun Pixie, addressed as a 2-Gun Pixie no prize. It means nothing. It's probably not even become a collector's item in 20 years. It's just like everything else on this channel, my friends. It's just for the fun of it. So, yeah, Little Will's on board. Look at that. He's big. Yeah! Like, you did that too, didn't you, Little Will? Like, your arm, you were like, yeah! I want to get a 2-Gun Pixie no prize! Now that it is out in the open, there are 2 other games. Now, maybe this was something I forgot about, but as far as I am aware of, there are 2 games that I have made the same exact mistake on, not once or twice, every single time I have played. These 2 games in particular, I have made the same single mistake. Every game that's been posted. Good luck on the hunt. That's it. See, now that's the deepness of it, right? But you're gonna get an envelope from us to you as a 2-Gun Pixie no prize, and that's it. There's gonna be nothing in it. Nothing. It's just something we think is fun. What's going on here? Little Will says, great idea. Fonzie the Capybara. Great to see you with it. Boom. Gotta get a little Fonzie doll. But for right now, I got the Capybara, buddy. Fonzie the Capybara says, I'm prepared to be flooded with comments on how you are playing games wrong that you didn't know that you were playing wrong. That's true. That could happen. But again, it has to be in every single video that I'm making the same mistake. Sure, there's going to be a lot of videos you find that I make the mistake 2 or 3 times maybe in a row. Maybe even I make the mistake 2 or 3 times in the video, but by the end I've corrected myself. Those don't count. Those don't count. Sorry. There's got to be some... It can't be complete chaos, right? There's got to be some rhyme and reason. So that's what I'm doing. It's been a secret little contest. I was just because I wanted to see not firsthand, but I want the experience of the support. But at this point, we don't. No. Just asking for trouble here. We don't. Yeah, but it's getting fun. Right? And that's why you're here, because you understand that this is a for fun channel. So let's go for this. Let's embrace this. Anyway, envelopes don't cost that much. How much is it going to cost me to send out an empty envelope? Even if I'm 100 times wrong and it's like 90% of the games I've played, I've made the same mistake in literally every single video. It doesn't, what's it going to cost me? Really, come on. This is all for fun. Anyway, 15 minutes in, let's get to another comment. Now we have two comments here for Big Johnny G's How to Play Sentinels of Earth Prime by Green Ronin. They're both by the same individual, and let's see, Travis Hunstable. I think I'm that right. Travis Hunstable made two comments. The first of which was, I am curious. I play Sentinels of Multiverse quite a bit. My friends love tabletop games such as Dungeons & Dragons and Mutants and Masterminds. I might not understand, but this is basically Mutants and Mastermind works and characters, but plays like Sentinels of the Multiverse. Is that right? Bingo! 100% right. That is what it is. This is a great gestalt, a joining, becoming one, right? One entity, so to speak, between Mutants and Masterminds, the role-playing game by Green Ronin, and the Greater Than Games is Sentinels of the Multiverse. And together we have Sentinels of Earth Prime. I'm a huge fan I liked first edition Mutants and Masterminds. It got me hooked. Second edition came out, and I'm not a big revisionist fan, but I got it. I understood it, and I fell in love with second edition Mutants and Masterminds, to the point where everything that came afterwards I really have not liked more than second edition. So that's what I stick to. And you could say the same thing with Sentinels of the Multiverse. I never got a chance to play the very first version of the game. I came into the enhanced version, the second edition. And Shogun, if you're still watching, I know you've been playing that. But I came in with that, and that's still my favorite one. Clean Sweep is with us. What's up? Good afternoon, my friend. Nice to see that you joined us, able to squeeze and steal a few minutes away. But yeah, so it was the second edition of both those games, actually, that I fell in love with. So when they announced that they were coming out with a combination of the two, like in 2017, 18, wow, it was a long time to fulfill this. I was extremely excited. I backed it. I got the 4 add-ons. I mean, everything. Boom! I was signed, sealed, delivered, and it took forever to get to us, and it got to us. And I'm telling you right now, Travis, if you and your buddies do enjoy Sentinels of the Multiverse and you're fans of Mutants and Masterminds, there's no reason why you shouldn't be playing, or at least try this. Please. Now, don't just take my word on it. It's your money. It's your wallet. I don't want to be responsible for you spending money. If you're on the fence, go watch other videos. Not just mine. I don't care whose you watch. Just watch videos on it. And I think you're going to see that what I'm saying is true. It is a great and beautiful combination of the two of them. And like me, you'd be coming into the game with this vast, full knowledge of the history and the backstory of the world, of the characters, of the teams, and the villains, which is going to make, trust me, it's going to make the card game that much deeper for you. Now, what, I missed something here. Clean Sweep, nice to see you too. Sound was sticky, but it seems to be smoothing out. Maybe this was my voice. There are other videos besides Big Johnny G. Thank you, Shogun Steve. But I can't be like that. I can't be like that. Because I know, based on the old saying that the wise man knows he knows nothing, I know my videos aren't the best in every category straight across the board. I know my videos aren't everyone's taste, everyone's cup of tea, if you will. That's fine. So if somebody sees something on my channel and is more in tune to watching more videos on someone else's channel just to find out about the game, as long as it gets them more information and hopefully gets the game to their table, I don't care whose videos they watch. We just got to get more games to more tables, people. That's the goal. Now, Travis here had another comment that I'd like to address about this particular video. I have a question for you, Johnny G. My friends and I get to hang out at most once a month for a couple of hours. Would this be a better solution so we can play games and have fun as a team? My friends love D&D, but in my experience, it requires more time. So I'm curious if this would be better for our group. What a great question. Really, I'm so glad that Travis asked this question, because this is a great question for anybody that's in this situation. I know it. I'm in this situation. I've been in this situation on and off for years, where the older you get, things change. Life happens. People's lives change with time. Things become involved in one's life that they weren't involved with 4 years ago, let's say. So that changes up an individual's free time. So the gaming table does tend to change every several years in my experience. Or if not completely change, at least start altering. And the fact that you don't have a lot of time, you mentioned you only have a couple of hours every month or so. Again, I totally get that. So much is going on these days, and individuals, people have so many things that they are involved in that they have to do in their personal lives. Real life sucks sometimes. That's why we love video gaming and tabletop gaming. It's a great escape. So I really love this question. I think it's a rather important. Do I think that playing Sentinels of the Multiverse would be just as good an experience for people that like playing Dungeons and Dragons or Mutants and Masterminds? Yes, it would. But it's not going to fill the fantasy void for you. It's not going to. It's going to fill that superhero void. And if you're Marvel fans, I'm also going to say, if you're Marvel fans, do consider Marvel Champions. It is one of the best Marvel fighting games you can find outside of a miniatures game. As far as card games go, this is it. Bang, down. It's if you're a Marvel fan, you're going to love it. If you're just like you're going to love Sentinels of the Multiverse, if you love Sentinels of the Universe, or Sentinels of Earth Prime, if you love so many damn closeness to these titles. If you love Sentinels of the Multiverse, you will love Sentinels of Earth Prime. But if you want a D&D fix, that's not going to give you that fantasy D&D fix. Now, there's so many games. In fact, this Thursday, I'm doing an episode of Big Johnny G's 5 Favorite. I do that in the 5th Thursday. Any month there's a 5th Thursday, I do an episode of this. And this month, it is literally about games that feel like Dungeons and Dragons. And there are games that you can play if you only have a couple of hours. The Dungeons and Dragons board game by Parker Brothers, which is really hard to get, but if you can find it, that is an awesome choice. It is D&D. It is 3rd edition Dungeons and Dragons in a box. Maybe you don't like 3rd edition. Well, I mean, the D&D Adventure System, which is nowadays published by WizKids, is going to give you that 5th edition feel to the game, right? I think it's 5th edition. But come on, let's be serious though. You want something that's only going to take a couple of hours and give you and your buddies the complete Dungeons and Dragons feel? Well, if you don't have more than 5, including yourself, Hero Quest, that's the way to go. If you don't have time for Dungeons and Dragons, and you don't have the Dungeons and Dragons fantasy adventure board game by Parker Brothers, or you don't have one of the cooperative games by it, and you don't have enough time maybe to set up and run, I mean, the runtime isn't that bad on Return to Dark Tower, but with the setup and time, you just want something quicker, then go with Hero Quest. Those are the things to do. If you're looking for something to give you a fast superhero feel, Sentinels of the Universe, Sentinels of the Multiverse, or Earth Prime, Sentinels see, there is an old game, Sentinels, the Flames of Freedom. It was a miniature. It's a miniature game. It's kind of hard to get a hold of right now. It's a miniature combat game based on the Sentinels, and it did not sell well at all. In my opinion, it didn't sell well because it was geared too heavily for the players, for the heroes to be able to win. It was almost impossible for the villains. And I think that's one of the reasons why it failed. And instead of fixing it, they just let it go. That'll give you a good superhero feel. Champions, the card game will give you a good superhero feel. All these will be in a couple of hours. And you're going to enjoy the hell out of it. If you want something different, then Betrayal at Baldur's Gate is a good D&D feel with a twist on it. With a betrayal twist on it. And that's only going to last you about an hour, hour and a half. It's a lot of good choices. Check out the video on this Thursday. I mean, the timing between this question and that video, the timing is really great. But yeah, games, my 5 favorite games that feel like Dungeons and Dragons. And why? Let's see. We have a little Will. You've been doing some commenting here. Princess Bride. You love the art. You think it's spot on. You said, and you said you've seen this game many times and have almost bought it just. That's the main reason I did. Nostalgia, Ravensburger, and let's face it, it's one of the most quotable movies of all time. So it's going to be fun. Now, whether it's going to be fun multiple times, over and over again, who knows? Especially if those are back to back or kind of close. I don't know. Going into this, even though I haven't played it, it gives me the same feel I have for my Planet of the Apes game. Oh, there it is. Right. Oh, there it is right there. My Planet of the Apes game. I love it. It's a fantastic game, but you go and play the game out maybe once a year or so, because if you play it more than that, it's going to become way too familiar because it's so tracked. It's on track with the movie. You're not going to change anything that's happening in the movie. Same thing with The Princess Bride, game by Ravensburg. You're not changing a damn thing. You're along for the ride. And it's going to be nostalgia. It is. So thanks, Little Will, for those comments. Oh, Hero Quest. I made a comment on Hero Quest. I don't know, maybe this kind of snipped some comments that were going to be made. But almost into an hour into the game before I realized I made a glaring rookie mistake. Yeah, I was really pissed at myself. I still am, actually. Especially after this many games into Hero Quest. So this isn't part... No. This isn't part of it. This isn't part of it. But for some reason... I've done this before, like in the early games, but the last couple of games have been really good. For some reason, I forgot the fence rules for the monsters. So you just say like the first hour I was playing on epic mode, hero mode, Vorpal mode. That's what I was playing for the first hour. Pardon me, that's what we'll call it, Vorpal level. Clean sweep. You got a bunch here. For one deck dungeon. Oh, you too, huh? The expansion adds poison counters. Yeah, I know. I hate that. I mean, it's good. It's great for the game. Oh, but we're already dealing with a game that I haven't been able to beat yet. Playing correctly or incorrectly. In my favor. Cheating in my favor. Inadvertently. And I still haven't won. So the poison counters. Ugh. Something I remember. So that was a lot of fun. I missed something else here. There's a few things. Oh, Lil says the other videos are not as good as mine. Thank you very much, Lil. Well, I feel it'd be fun to play with kids after watching the movie. I was wrong. My throat is very dry right now. Anybody? I had the same thought, not specifically with kids, although there are some options in my family. But yeah, I had the same thought. I was like, wow, watch the movie and play the game right away. Anthony, it's about time. We're going to get another couple of weeks. We need to get the group together, Anthony. So on my tabletop takeout, Monopoly Dungeons and Dragons by Hasbro, Anthony, Monopoly. No matter the IP, will never really interest me. The aesthetics look great, but it's always the actual gameplay just seems to drag on. No pun intended. People either get bored in the middle of the game, or you'll have one or two people who take the game way, way too seriously. Well, a little trick I was taught, if you want to try to ruin... Now, this is not an easy way to ruin the game, because you really have to kind of get lucky this way. But if you have an opportunity to not build hotels and just collect houses, unless they specifically change something in the rules that I've missed over the years. The old standard was that there was no rule about you have to build a hotel. And in that case, you can cause a you can cause a housing shortage by just building houses. And that's it, nothing else. Then one can build hotels. It's a dick move, but go for it. If someone forces you into a game of Monopoly and you don't want to play, try that tactic. But again, it's not easy because you got to be able to score enough places to build the houses on. But once you do, you can ruin that game, and then no one's going to want to play again. I should do like a whole sub channel, or maybe once a month episode on how to ruin a game. No, I'm not going to do that. That'd be a dick move. Oh, Friday Night Fillers, Iron Helm by Grey Gnome Games. This is going back a little bit of a while. Brandon Jenkins said, awesome game, my man. Really enjoyed watching this one. That makes it sound like you watch other ones, and like the other ones or not, you also enjoyed this one. That's what the takeaway I'm getting from that. So thank you very much, Brendan. Brandon. I almost said Brendan there. There we go. Clean sweep. Played a 3-player game of Epic Spell Wars this morning by myself and lost. I haven't played a game yet today. And Clean Sweep also said, I haven't played the Tiny Epic Dungeons yet. No. I did. I had one playthrough of it. And I forgot. I did. I was looking through the list. I was like, oh, what haven't I played in a while that I'd like to put on camera again? I'm going through my list. I'm scrolling through. I see Tiny Epic Dungeons. I don't remember doing a playthrough of that yet. But wow. So I don't know what that says about me, my age, my memory, or I don't know. I generally stream late, so I'm tired by then. Maybe I was just too tired to remember. Could it be possible that it didn't leave that big of an impression on me? I thought I'm going to play some more games. Maybe I'll play a couple of games off camera and get the feel for it again. Because I did. I did. I played at least 1 or 2 games off camera now. Wow, that game is not leaving as big an impression on me as I was hoping it would. Well, we got Vikings coming up, which is like seriously their version of Ragnarok. Especially, I think the expansion for Tiny Epic Vikings is Ragnarok. So many damn Tiny Epic games. I'm getting like Tiny Epic fever here. It's like I can't remember half the games I played, and I over remember the other half. Is that a thing? Over remember? It is now. Little Will always break it in and have something to say. I don't even Pixie's Bow for one of the IDW unboxings says a wise old fool. I'm not sure what that was the reference to because it's been about a week. I can't remember that far back. Hey, listen, I can only count to 23 if I'm naked. So you get that. Tabletop Takeout Dungeons and Dragons by Hasbro. Clean sweep. I've got Monopoly Transformers and Monopoly G.I. Joe. Clean sweep. You do. See, I'm kind of on the fence. I'm not as far away from Monopoly as Anthony is. But it's definitely not my first choice. And given the fact that I have about 400 games in the collection, unless somebody requests Monopoly, it's not really going to be getting played. But we have the 2 versions. We got D&D for me, and we have Friends. I don't know why they have to call it TV Friends. It's not like there was a movie or a comic book or anything, but TV Friends is Monopoly for my wife. So, yeah, it has to be requested. That's a request game. Be a whole video on request games. Games that I like, but I'm only going to play by request. That might be interesting. Fonzie the Capybara also on the IW unboxing for one of the Batman games. You broke the paper wrapper. Thumbs up. It's growing. Yeah, so I have everything. And I already dropped a couple of weeks ago. Last month, was it? The cardboard monkey on my back, a Midday Monday episode I did. I was talking about the whole addiction problem of board games a few weeks back. And that's one of the games that's on. I keep it list right there in front of me. That's one of the set of games that's on my list that I want to keep up with, that I'm going to be growing with. And if this means that there's going to be other games coming out that I may not be able to get, that's fine. Because I love now there is one caveat to this though. The newest game for the adventure system here is Ghosts of Saltmarsh. And the reason I bring this up is because it is what they're calling a module. Okay, I get that. The expansion is a module. I get it. Right? But what pisses me off about it, there's no new heroes. And it's just about the same price. It's not a lot different between that price MSRP, I'm talking about, and the rest of the game systems that come with heroes and a full set of monsters. I, I don't know how many more of those I'm going to get. Because the main draw for me with this game system is the interchangeability of the heroes. So if they're going to be starting to come out with more boxes that don't have heroes in them, there's going to have to be something really special about that particular expansion module that's going to grab me by the nads and make me want to buy it. Because otherwise, I'm not getting these little expansion boxes. The price for what you get versus what you should be getting, it's not really worth it, I don't think. And you know how much I love the adventure system here. It's one of the reasons why I film this way. I like looking at games, games that I enjoy right here in front of me, and I can see games I enjoy right here behind me. It's just, whew, it's like I'm in a mirror room or something. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. Fonzie. Oh, Clean Sweep. Clean Sweep. You finally caught up with me and Tommy V in our adventure to the House of Danger. His adventure, I should say. What a bloody mess. Listen, if someone's out there and you're watching this and you already, listen, this is 36 minutes into the video. If you're this far into the video, I'm assuming you really like the channel. If you haven't watched me and Tommy V's doing our House of Danger, this is a pre-recorded. I know I usually do live playthroughs. This is pre-recorded, and we've been running House of Danger. Yes, it is based on a book, right? But this is by Z-Man Games. It's a board game version of it, and it is hysterical. And I see, what chapter are we into? Chapter part 3. So I think this is where it's really starting to become a bloodbath between Tom and the chimps. Oh man, yeah, it's getting good. It's getting good. It's a total of 7 parts. It's a total of 7 parts. Everything's already filmed, edited, and just waiting to drop on its appropriate drop date. Are we gonna do? Where is it? Are we gonna do the war with the evil Power Master next? I believe so. It's gonna be a little bit. It's gonna be a little bit different since you 4 characters all at once. A little bit more RPG-ish. And our buddy Tim may be joining, so I'm gonna have to figure out a couple of things, make it work for camera. But I think that's what we're doing next. Where the heck am I here? Monopoly Adventure System, yay! All right. Good game, thanks for sharing. Oh, yeah, so Pixie Playthrough. The Pixie Playthrough of Friday, if you got a chance to catch it. Fonzie, Clean Sweep did. I'm not sure, I can't remember who else was watching at the time. But it's man, like 4 years in the coming, I finally won, and I don't think I made any mistakes. And I'm not saying that to get you to watch the whole thing to see if this is one of those videos. I mean, quite honestly, I don't think I really made any mistakes. I think I actually won that game. I know, right? Little Will again all over the place. Oh, just talk about Ghost so much. You know, Little Will. My only wish for this system would be more 5th edition. Oh, so these are more 4th edition based? I'm surprised I like them that much. I thought kind of advanced. I thought after WizKids took it, it was, well, I guess really no, it hasn't changed, so that wouldn't really make sense what I was thinking. Anyway, more 5th edition D&D and less 4th edition. It would be a treat to have maybe a page of rules that lets you take these into your D&D game as a bonus. I assume it's mainly people who play D&D that would buy into these. That's a great idea, being able to switch the games in and out. Just like all of the adventure systems, you can switch heroes in and out. To be able to take these characters and put them into a 5th edition that you're hoping for, a 5th edition version of the rules. As I've said, I'm sorry to break your heart, Little Will, but I'm not a big fan of 4th or 5th. Well, I don't think anyone with half a brain in their head is a fan of 4th edition. I'm not a fan of 5th edition, though. And I'm not going to get into it because it's controversial. Really, in the gaming community, it really is. It's a hot button topic, and that's why I haven't really made a video or gotten into depth in any segment of video like this about why I really don't have any interest whatsoever to play 4th edition, 5th edition, or Pathfinder. I'm done. I'm done with that. And I have the rules. I have the books, but I'm done. I'm done. They're not D&D. I'm not getting into it. But to me, it's not D&D, and I would much rather play in Gary's world, the world I learned it about, the world that created and started it all. So I'm very happy playing in Gary's world. I mean, I will play third edition. Third edition is fun. I don't think it's D&D. I kind of wish it had a different name. You know, it's been a competitor like Tunnels and Trolls was, or Man Myth and Magic used to be back in the days. But you know, they need the name. They need the name to push the product. So it's third. And why is it third edition though? Why is it third edition? There was no D&D second edition. There was no D&D first edition. Really, there was a basic D&D, and then there was advanced D&D, and then there was advanced Dungeons and Dragons second edition, and then there's third edition D&D that's not really based on second edition whatsoever. I gotten too far into this already. But no, Lil Will, I'm glad you enjoyed it. As long as somebody is playing Dungeons and Dragons, I'm happy. Just doesn't have to be me playing that version of it, is what I'm saying. So enjoy yourself, bro. Oh, Lil Will, talk about Hero Quest here for my 2-gun review about the Mythic tier level, and was it worth it? Did I think it was worth it? Hero Quest will always hold a special place in my heart, Lil Will says. This was D&D in a board game for me as a child. I had never seen any other game at the time. Like, it blew me away. Seeing the 3D doors and the furniture brought it to life to me. I have to admit, I haven't played this new version. Did they tweak anything from the original? Now, I did make a reply to this, Little Will, as you saw, which was simply a link to a video I did comparing the two. Hero Quest versus Hero Quest. HVH, so to speak. And rule-wise, no, nothing has changed. It's the exact same game, redone, not re-envisioned. It's just republished. The gaming pieces. Now, I'm with you. I'm totally with you on this memory. I mean, I remember before it came out, when I was seeing the advertisements in the magazine, I was just like, oh my God, what is this? Why isn't it called Dungeons and Dragons? And so I understand where you're coming from in this love and this feel for it, but trust me, it's the exact same game. The pieces are updated, so they're all plastic now, instead of cardboard being held by one plastic frame in most cases to give it shape and let you know what the cool piece is. They with the extra stuff in the Mythic tier level, that's when they start changing things a little bit. Not really rule-wise, but you're gonna get a 4th, 5th edition D&D feel with the new characters that they're introducing. Going to be moving forward. And this, they reissued the game the way the fans wanted the game reissued, but it's not the way they wanted to do the game. So that they're using upcoming expansions to slowly change it into the game system they want. Now, here's the thing. Hold on a second. In some of the maps I've noticed in the quest book between the original and this one, there are some slight differences. Not the quests themselves, but the setup to some of the maps. I did notice some tweaks and little changes to. But overall, no, the quests are still the same. The adventures are the same. The rules are the same. They updated the pieces, so now the elf is a female, but in the Mythic tier level, you have all of the gender swaps. So you have all the characters, the 4 main characters, in both male and female form. But now, moving forward, what they're doing is they're introducing more things like a bard, a sorcerer, and a druid are in the Mythic tier level stuff. So it is definitely moving towards that whole 4th, 5th edition D&D feel now that the basic stuff is out. But the way I feel about this, and I was starting to say before, is that because the rules are 100% identical, you can get the new system and still use some of the old updates. Like if you're like me, right? Mine got burned in a fire years ago, and it was lost to me, and I never got around to spending the crazy amount of money some people are asking to buy secondhand copies of the original because it's so rare. And lucky I didn't, because I was able to get this and everything with it. But if I had the old system, well, if I had just had to buy the new system again, but I still had access to the old expansions, because there's a couple of expansions that they haven't republished yet, I would totally be able to use the old expansion stuff with the new version of it, because it's not a new version. It's just there's a new paint job on it. Everything else is the same. And by that, I just mean that the miniatures are updated. The pieces are updated. That's it. So, Lil Will, you'd be very happy. You'd be very happy. I'm telling you, brother, with this. Okay, so my midday monologue from a couple of weeks ago called How Much? We had a few comments on that. I recognize two of them. The first one, I don't. Again, I said this in the beginning at the top of the video here. If this individual has commented before, it's been a while. I haven't seen the name, so I don't recognize it. I maybe, but I don't think so. Nidaloth almost looks Cthulian. A Nidaloth says it's called addiction. First step is to force you to pass on expansions and add-ons. You have to stop. Just put your mind in playing what you have. See more playthroughs before buying. Limit your buying game by time periods. A very good strategy to not buy until you have played your previous games or at least 20 times. Okay, hold on a second. Let me go through this. A very, not just good, a very good strategy here apparently is not to buy a game until you have played your previous game at least 20 times. 20 times, really. Don't buy a new game until an old game is played 20 times. Wow. No, that's stupid. Now, John, type it down. You can't say stupid. Stupid is a bad word. You have to call anybody stupid. I'll tell you why that's stupid. Because the game costs $60, and you want to get it, but you haven't played your most previous game more than 3 or 4 times yet. But the $60 game is on sale for 50% off. Are you telling me that I should spend more money later only because I haven't played the previous game enough times to meet your quota? That instead of getting it for half price during this discount sale, that I should wait until a time when it's going to be full price because the sale will be over? That's why it's stupid. You buy games. If you're watching your wallet, then you buy games when you can grab sales. You don't freaking buy games. Oh, okay, all 148 games that I own, I have played 20 times each, so now I can buy a new game. Oh, yes. That is stupid. Anyway, I'm not even going to read the rest of this. Shogunstein, in the same clip, said, new limited edition version of Tsuro. I don't know how to say that. I know what you're talking about. Tsuro, which starts at $350, has over $200,000 in pledges. What evidence is that people in the board gaming are not willing to pay these crazy high prices? There's no evidence. You're going to pay prices. They got you hooked. This is an addiction. That's one thing that they're preying on your addiction. Just part of my videos, me, myself, I am what I call a completionist. I don't need every single thing from every single game, but there are games that I love so much that I damn well need to make sure I have a complete set of this entire game. I want every damn option available to me. I love this game so much. While other games come out with tons of expansions, I could care less. I like the base game, but not enough that I'm going to be spending money on more crap for it. Or I get to a point where I'm done. That's what happened to me with Imperial Assault. Once they started having the expansions be things based on episodes 1, 2, and 3, and basically moving out of the original series, I stopped because that's all I cared about. All I cared about was the original series run of it. So anything, they could have come out with more stuff since then. It could have been a gap, like they came out with some other episode stuff, and then they went back to, I wouldn't even know it. I wouldn't even know it because it's completely off my radar. It's dead to me. Not as a game system to play. I still enjoy it. But as far as buying stuff, it's dead to me. It's gone. It missed its point. If it had stuck to episodes 4, 5, and 6, I would still be spending money. But they don't care about that. They don't care about me because they know I'm in a minority with that mindset. Most people love the entire series. You either don't like Star Wars, and there's very few people out there like that. I have a buddy who fits that category. Or you love the entire thing. And if you're someone like me, that's an old fuddy-duddy, that even though he has reasons why everything else sucks because it's breaking canon from 4, 5, and 6, that nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that from me at all. All they want to hear is everything or nothing, and that's where the money is. So when someone like me says I'm done because it's not doing anything else, episode 4, 5, and 6, they don't care. Anyway, they got me. Fantasy Flight Games may have lost me there, but they got me as a lifer for Marvel Champions. One or another, but there's always seems to be a set amount that you can't go past. You set yourself in your wallet what that level is. But find out how much and pick your 2, 3 favorite games and chase them. Chase them. And everything else is let fall to the wayside after the first initial version of the game comes out. That's what I do. Glowing Turtle, haven't heard from you in a while. Glowing Turtle, also in the same How Much thread, said, this is why I look into print and play games. I'm finding some great ones for free and or cheap that are just as much fun as any other games that would cost me $60 or more. The trick is not to be fooled that a game with that many components has anything to do with, okay, well, yes. Just because there's multiple components in a game doesn't mean the game is going to be more fun than a game with less components. You're absolutely right about that, Glowing Turtle. I don't have a great printer. I don't have a 3D printer at all as far as regular printers go. I don't really have access to one. We have an old one that barely works half the time, and I'm not about to spend money. I know you're going to say if you do the math and you spend the money on this in the long run, and you're probably right on that. But as far as the right now goes, it's hard to get past that in my wallet. But yeah, if someone else is more accessible and more open-minded, then I agree with Glowing Turtle. Either print and play, even on Kickstarter. Kickstarter is filled with tons of print and play games. Go take a look at them, and you're probably going to find something that you're going to like. And just like Glowing Turtle says, it's true. You're going to be able to print it up really cheap, and you're still going to have fun with it, more than likely. Dale the Casual, going back to How Much? That seemed to be a popular video. Going back to How Much, Dale the Casual Gamer. If you don't know his channel, go check it out. I don't mind giving him a shout out. He doesn't do anything for me. I just do it because I think he deserves it. I mainly follow him for his Marvel games. He runs Marvel Champions, the card games, regularly, along with a lot of other stuff. But yeah, go check out Dale. It's very cool. Shogunstein has his own channel. He's been talking to us a lot. Go check out Shogunstein too. Shogunstein, if you didn't know, Shogunstein has something I haven't seen anyone else do in their channel, and a color blindness test for games, rulebooks, components, all that stuff. I don't know about rulebooks, but the components and everything for games. He does these great videos on color blindness and how good these components are to people with different levels of blindness. I have a little bit of greens and blues, a little bit, not a lot. I mean, like you take the wrappings off of Crayola crayons, I could point out the blue and the green to you, but some of the aspects of them can sometimes blend a little bit with me. So yeah, check out those two guys, Dale the Casual Gamer, hey Gail, and Shogunstein. But anyway, for How Much, Dale said, you're not alone. They got me too. Kickstarter, the influencers, they do help to push me to press that buy now or back now button on many games that I would probably just let go. Definitely not sustainable on my salary. After going all in on Marvel Zombies, I'm trying to do better. And I do hope that I am more of an informer than an influencer. Main reason I don't do reviews, just highlight unboxings and playthroughs and let the viewer make their decision. Anyway, have a legendary day. That is amazing. See, this is another reason why I do like informers like Shogunstein and Dale the Casual Gamer. I do some game reviews, but they're not my favorite thing to do, which is why there's not a hell of a lot of them. And I agree with Dale. I watch reviews. Maybe I should just stop doing them. I don't watch a review on it. If I want to know information on a game, I'll watch a playthrough on it. I'll watch a how-to play and I'll watch a playthrough on it. And that'll give me all the information that I need to know on whether I think this is a game for me. Is this something I want to play? Or is this something I want to spend my money on? Or is this something I want to avoid? That gives me a ton more information than any board game review ever has. Yeah, so maybe I should be done with them. I mean, I know there's a few more coming down the next few months, so I'm so far ahead of schedule, but maybe next year I won't be doing any. If I don't have any reason to watch them, then why am I making them? I like you, Dale. And I'm almost on the same boat as you. I know you're bouncing off what I said in that video, and I'm bouncing now off what I said in that video through what you just said in this video back to this video here. I'm in the same boat as you. We've talked about this, buddy, with the whole Marvel Zombies game. Now, the very last, just a couple of months ago, they were like, hey, everyone, hope you didn't forget about us. We have another box set for you. The damn campaign's been over. And they want us to buy another box of Hydra zombies. Oh, sons of bitches. I'm not monetized. But yeah, again, I'm in the same boat. As after that big, huge buy, Dale. Buy, Dale. Buy, Dale. Now, after that big, huge buy, comma, Dale, I'm really being super careful what I'm doing with Kickstarter too, because that was insane. It's like a form of possession is what it was. Oh. Clean sweep. Again, how much? Midday Monologue. Clean sweep says, I finally cut back in games. I don't have a room and don't get to play often. I'm really sorry to hear that. I mean, you look at this and you might be jealous, and maybe so, but this is a really just lucky stroke for me. It's me and my wife. We don't have any kids. We have a couple of dogs, so they don't need their own damn room. And we're living in the apartment I grew up in, which is a 2-bedroom apartment in New York City. That's the only reason I have a game room, is because we literally have an extra room. And since I've been in this apartment for my whole life, we're not moving. You can imagine how super cheap the rent is. New York City, 2-bedroom, been here for life. I'm a lifer. That's the only reason why I have a game room. Otherwise, I'd be just like you. I'd be, you know what happened was, before the fire, there was a huge life clutter in this apartment. And I hate to admit it, a little too much information here maybe that I'm used to sharing on this channel, but it was a little Sanford and Sonish. Especially what used to be my bedroom, because that was pretty just at that time. All was done in the living room. And the games were stored on bookshelves just around the apartment. Some bookshelves in the living room, some bookshelves in the hallway, books everywhere. This place was a fire trap with just books and paper products and cardboard everywhere. My God. But so it was just spread out. So I know exactly how you feel, Clean Sweep. I would never be able to have the chance to have this many in that situation I was in. As far as New York City apartment dwellers go, board game collectors who live in New York City apartments go, I am super lucky. And I'm blessed, and I know I am, and I thank my lucky stars every day. But if I was in your position, I would be heartbroken. I can't even imagine how I would pare this down. It's literally an entire room of board games, role-playing game, and miniature terrain stuff everywhere. Clean Sweep, you got my full sympathy with you, man. Hey, Clean Sweep, you still watching? When your wife gets angry at you, does she send you to your room? You know, it's funny that you say that, because it's just a few days back, we were watching something. I can't remember what I was watching. That's unimportant, but it caused me to say to myself, because I was raised, a long different story, but I was raised as an only child. So when I was a kid, my parents would send me in my room. It's a joke. It's a freaking joke. I was raised as an only child, so I was spoiled. I had everything. To make matters clear, I'm adopted. That's why I was raised as an only child. So I'm an adopted only child. You know they spoiled the hell out of me. That's why this room at one point, like 40 years ago, 35 years ago, just looked like Sanford and Son. Totally, completely spoiled on that. So whenever I would do something bad, and they'd be like, "You young man, go to your room." Okay. I got every Star Wars figure available. I've got most of the play sets, including the Death Star. Yeah, I'm good, Pop. Cool. How long? Till dinner time? All right, cool. I'll be out of my room then. It's a freaking joke. I always thought if parents want to punish a kid, they should send them to the parents' room. That's where your parents keep their adult things. Then you don't want the kid sent to your room. Oh God, no. You gotta have a good hiding place before you send them to your room for that stuff. But no, it's just complete. No, when my wife gets mad at me, she just doesn't talk to me. Can I tell you a secret? I don't know who else out there is an only child or raised as one, has the only child mentality like I do. I didn't discover my brothers and sisters until I was 50. So up here, I'm an only child. So I don't know who else fits that category out there, but I'll tell you something. When someone gives me the silent treatment, it's the best thing in the world. Oh my God, I love the silent treatment so much. Oh, you mean I don't have to hear someone yap? I don't have to hear someone complain. I don't have to hear someone nag. Even if they're right, I don't have to hear it. Give me the silent treatment all damn day. Send me in my room and don't talk to me. I'm the happiest little schmuck in the world. Oh God, let's see. We should be winding this down. But there's a lot more comments on this one video. Let's see if we can get through a few more of these. Eric Brooks. Eric, you've been around before. How you doing, buddy? Eric says, sadly, this is the world that we live in today. I also am guilty of this. I need to have everything. I just got into Shadows of Brimstone. Oh! I avoided that. Okay, I have the 2 original core sets, the Swamp City of Ancients and Swamp of Death. Yeah, Swamp of Death. I got those 2, and I even got Frontier Town. And you know what gets? If you get one box of Shadows of you should all buy the front expansion box. Even if trust me, this is the one expansion that the game. That's why I'm saying you should get it. But anyway, I have the 2 core boxes that originally came out with, and I have the Frontier Town, and that's it. I cut ties to that. Now I love it. I don't play this game as much as I want to. It's a fantastically fun combination of the Old West meets mythos, Cthulhu, Lovecraftian stuff. That's an amazing combination. And it's a fun RPG for a tabletop. I know I keep looking because it's right there. It's a fun tabletop RPG of a board game too, because you are going to be advancing your character. You have trees that you're going to be able to grow your character through. Your character's going to move and get better, get your skills and abilities. It's an RPG minus a lot of the role-playing stuff. Not everything. There's still some in it, not much. But you can put more in. Anyway, I'm getting off track. So I cut my ties, and the reason, even though I love this game so much, the reason I was able to cut my ties is I suck at putting miniatures together. Now, I've always said I can't paint them. You're probably tired of hearing me say that. But as far as cutting them out of the trays, whether it's sprues, cutting them out of the sprues and stuff, I look like shit, the ones I had to glue together. So I just stopped. I said, okay, I'm good. I got the 2 core sets. I'll force myself to get Frontier Towns because it's really needed to get the full feel of the game, but that's it. And I cut my ties on that. But Eric, was Eric Brooks's comment? Was that who it was? Yes, Eric. That game is a money pit. Even more so if you move on to the other game. They have one set in Japan. I'm sorry you fell into that pit, but I also on the same thought, I hope you really enjoy yourself. I hope these tabletop adventures you go on are worthwhile. I hope they give you great memories, you and your friends, or by yourself, because that's a game you can play solo. Shogun Steen, wow, three comments here showing up with how much from you, Shogun Steen. Your savings system reminds me of the old Hanukkah Christmas club that the banks used to have, where you would money into the holiday seasons and then you would take it out. Yeah, a lot of banks did have that holiday system of doing it. And I guess without thinking of it, that's what I started doing. Because it's true, that's what I did. I put the amount of money away. It's been a little harder this year. Still trying to put a couple of bucks away here and there so that next year is already backed something big this year, Marvel Zombies. So that next year I can maybe back something really big or maybe a couple of medium-sized games. And when I say something big, besides a game that looks fun, I mean, come on, the game has to look fun, right? Besides that, outside of that, with the Kickstarter games, if I'm spending money on it now, I want more stuff. Just like I did with Hero Hour of Need, with the Batman game, with Marvel Zombies, Arceus coming up, is I just go right in full on everything from the beginning and get multiple boxes. That's the main thing. Outside of the fun factor, I'm looking for in Kickstarters, how many you want me to spend money? You want me to spend a good chunk of money? How many boxes am I getting? Because not only is that extra stuff, but for me, as someone providing content, that's giving me extra unboxing videos, brother. So, when something comes out like this that has like 8, that had 8 boxes. The game looks fun. I like the fact that it's a superhero game on its own, using its own IP, not Marvel or DC. I'm dying to check that out. They have a somewhat successful run from previous games using the same system, everything checked out. And then on top of that, I'm getting 8 boxes of stuff. Yeah, got me sold. That's what I'm kind of doing and looking for. Right now, but I gotta say, your channel, almost all the games that you show and inform about, you play multiple times over multiple videos. Most other channels just show you the game once and move on to the next free game that they got. Yeah, that's true. I wish I had more time to play more freaking games. But I do. I go through the list and I look to see what have I not played in a while versus what do I want to play. And if there's someone coming over, if I have someone from the gang coming over, or maybe my wife wants to play a game, or one of her friends wants to play a game, I can change things up. But generally speaking, I like to know what's coming up. And if I had a chance to play something I haven't played in a while and that I love, I don't care that it's been on the channel 20 times already. You can go through a list of let's say, The Abandons, or Friday, or Marvel Champions, the card game. Do a specific look on my channel and you're going to see dozens of those playthroughs. I don't care. I'm having fun. You're here because you're having fun on your own and having fun vicariously through me. So yeah, I play the games I want to play. It's another advantage to being a non-monetized, not for fun channel. I don't have to worry about sponsors. You have some people that send me games. We know this. I've talked about this most. Have been way open about this. We got about 5 companies that every now and then send me something, and that's because I actually love this stuff. If they want to send it to me, fine. If I don't like it, I'm going to tell you. But generally speaking, I've been honest. Everything that's been sent to me about like Fundamental Games or Sentient Cow, I've loved. I've enjoyed these games to either a little degree of loving it or totally, absolutely loving it. And I think that also shows by of games that I'm playing live. I would love to play more of Escape from Dulce by Sentient Cow, but it takes so damn long to set up. And also it's a tower, literally a tower game. You're literally climbing up the tower, going through, and it's hard on the camera. So I don't do that a lot, but I still love the damn game. I wish there was more time for it. But that's how I choose games. I don't choose a game to showcase because someone told me I have to. Because some publisher or game designer said, hey, I sent you a free game, you have to do this. No. I do what I want to do. Me and Tommy V, that's it. No one tells us otherwise. We like to take opinions from you all. I've done things simply because somebody has made a suggestion, but we do things that we want to do. And by keeping us this way, we're able to do this. Our damn channel, not a sponsor's channel. I don't like sponsors channels. Any channel that has overabundance of sponsors or have sponsors for the games that they themselves are showing off, I don't trust them. Explain to me what you do. All right, Shoguns, not you, Shoguns, I mean in general. Not picking on you, buddy. Also, you said, when I was new to the hobby, I saw a preview, which I did not know what the difference was at the time, for a game on a major board game site, and that game was hyped up, and I backed it. Later, when the game finally came out, the same channel decided to just give it a meh review. I've seen them do it with several other games over the years, too. They hype these paid previews for the games, and then later when the game comes out, they give it a meh review at best. Fortunately, I now know about the hobby and I know how to tell the difference. Yeah, I've noticed that too, and we have spoken about this. It has happened to both of us, and I even brought it up in that video. Because you're absolutely right. And it sucks. And I've seen that happen too. I've seen people give bad reviews on games simply because they didn't like the box. I've seen him bad review, and you enjoy yourself. Not being is not what makes it unique, but the round board is in rings, and the rings kind of slide around while you're playing the game, and it can be played cooperatively, or you can get one person to play the overseer alien character that's holding the hostage in the jail, while everyone else is trying to escape. It's a fun game. You're going to enjoy it if you get a chance to play it. Nowadays, if you find it, you probably get it. But I think the main reason he was, tearing the game apart was because it didn't fit on his class shelves. Oh, gee, pardon me. I'm sorry somebody made a box that doesn't fit on your damn class shelf there, Tom. Vassal, not our Tom. But that has nothing to do with the game itself. Don't give me a review on the game because you don't like how it fits or doesn't fit on your shelf. I don't listen to any of these guys anymore. Like I was saying earlier with Dale, right? Don't watch reviews. I don't even know if I'm going to be doing them next year. Don't watch reviews. Watch playthroughs. Watch how-to plays. That's all you need to know if you're going to like a game. Don't, and you're right. You're right too, Shogunstein. If you pay attention, not you already have Shogunstein. I mean you in general. If one pays attention and goes back, you're going to probably see the same exact thing Shogun is talking about here, and me and him have talked about together, and I mentioned in that video. If you go back and you watch videos from some of your favorite professional paid reviewers before the game was out, when they were previewing the Kickstarter game, I guarantee you in most cases, unless it's some huge company name, and they don't mess with the huge company, unless it's a huge company name, in most cases, like Shogunstein says, they've given it maybe a meh review at best when the game comes out. What the hell is the difference? I've been back, and there's been some differences in rules and mechanics from the time the game is advertised on Kickstarter, from the time it gets to your table. Nothing so drastic have I ever seen that would make me at one say, "Oh, this is an amazing game. This is the best game on Kickstarter I've ever played." And then a year and a half later, when I finally get my review copy of it, when it's been printed, I'm like, "Well, if it's your kind of thing, it's okay. If you like fantasy games and you want to play one player, it's okay." So what the hell is that? Bullshit. Bullshit is what I call. So yeah, watch for yourself. Keep track. You'll notice that. You will. And wow, there's a lot on this damn video. Clean sweep. Not just the price of the games, but the shipping is a killer at the moment as well. You're right. The shipping has been horrible for a while. And something else people don't talk about is there has been. It's not as bad right now. They kind of from it, but we're always in danger. Always of a paper shortage. Now, what do you think the rule books and cardboard is made of? You talk about that. They talk about that. But yeah, that's a problem. Shogun says, I think there's peer pressure. People ultimately have free will, I guess you meant that. People ultimately have free will and no a gun to their head making them buy all this stuff. But there's absolutely is peer pressure, and it's kind of sad when people on the one hand tell you that they have trouble paying rent or paying for a car, and in the next breath they tell you that they have another $100. Yeah, I call bullshit on most of that too, because most of these backers, let me tell you something, most of these backers who are professional, paid YouTube board gamers, right? When even if they show you a picture, like I do, anytime I back something and I do a Kickstarter video on it, I show you a damn picture that I am a backer of this thing. And even if they do that, let me tell you what's happening. They're backing it for like $1, which gives them the visual right to show off that they are a backer. And then the publisher is just going to send them free shit anyway. That's why they're only backing it for $1. That's why they're giving the Kickstarter preview these super inflated opinions. And then when the game comes out and they get the real copy, they tell you their real opinion of it. That's what happens. That's a social media influencer who says that they've backed $100 game, a $300 damn receipt because you got this for free. You backed this for $1 just to show you backed it. So yeah, but that's what they do. And they try to know your damn wallet. They don't care about your finances. All they care about is that they give this good review that's thousands and thousands of views so that they get their free damn copy of the game. That's it. Again, I don't trust any of these. No, because I know how it's done. I know how it works. Claims me my biggest games are Thunderstone Quest, Cats, and the entire Fleet collection, and a complete Suburbia. Isle of Cats and Thunderstone Quest are the only two games I recognize in that list. I'll have to go take a look at the others. I don't recognize those. Clean sweep. Shogun Steen, your channel is one of the only ones left in board game social media not telling me to buy an expensive game that you got for free. You are one of the last organic, authentic voices in board games. Thank you very much. Clean sweep. And that's because, like I keep saying, everything is bullshit. I'm sick and tired. And I know you don't like, I know you're not a huge, big fan of foul language yourself. I'm sorry about that, especially if you're Little Shogun Steen watching, especially an hour and 16 minutes into this. Wow. I have to break. So, but it is. It's bullshit. And you know how to smell it. You know bullshit when you see it. You know bullshit when you smell it. And you definitely know it when you step in it. Yeah, don't listen to any of these guys. Don't listen to any. This is why I've done that video, which is why Dale mentioned it. He mentioned it in passing in his comment. But I did a midday monologue video on influencers versus informers. And I'll be damned if I'm ever going to be lumped in with an influencer. Okay? I like to inform. I give you information so that you can inform yourself. Don't ever let anyone tell you about your wallet, your finances, and what to spend things on. Don't listen to anyone that says shit before they have the actual full production copy of the game. Okay? Don't. Because they're all full of it. Oh, clean sweep, Shogun Steen and Little Will to close this out. You drowned yourself in Return to Dark Tower and Marvel Zombies. I did drown myself, so to speak, in those two. But I mean, it was no question in my mind. I mean, these two up here because of my childhood love and needing them back in my collection after all these years. That wasn't a question at all. But yeah, what really hurt was the Marvel Zombies. That's what really hurt me there. Clean sweep. Shogun Steen. I remember there was a time when I would be in Toys R Us and see a TTR and Catan for $40 or $50 and wonder why anyone would pay $40 for a board game. And sadly, a few years later, once I was in the hobby, I too would spend $40 and consider that cheap for a game. Yeah, I know. I still remember that time. It was right after Ravenloft. It was right after Ravenloft came out for the Dungeons & Dragons Adventure cooperative system. It came out. It was like, what, $60, $80 or something like that MSRP when it first came out? I think it was like 80's a little much. I think it was like $60 around. I remember looking at that going, why the hell would anyone pay $60? I would rather buy the module and run the D&D game for Ravenloft and spend $60 on a board game for it. And here I am, $600 on Marvel Zombies. But that's over. Broke over board games. There's your next channel, Little Will says. Broke over board games. This is going to be all live, filmed from the street corner that I am now living on. And he also says, Little Will also says, I have to agree, we are telling them with our dollars that we want to be treated like this. We are. This, like I said, and it's true. I'm glad you agree with me because it's true. Every single time, any one of us, I'm guilty, Dale's guilty, we're all guilty to some degree or another. And every single time one of us says, yes, I'm going to give you $300, $400, $600 for a board game, they're sitting there going, I guess I can make a $700, $800 board game. They'll buy that too. Just like when you sit there and you go, why does Michael Bay keep making these shitty movies? Because you let him. All right, we are an hour and 20 minutes in, and that is a hell of a lot of comments that we got through. But if you have a comment up there you wanted to hear and I didn't get to it, let me know, and I'll give you a nice direct comment back next time. So, but yeah, we are on, I almost said 120 minutes. That's not the same thing. We are an hour and 20 minutes into this. So thank you very much, everyone. I'm your buddy Big John and G for Two Gun Pixel Presents Legendary Gaming, and I am